And freshman Chris Welp, the 7-footer from West Germany, moves into the starting lineup. And it was time for the Pac-10 and the rest of the country to take notice. Welp was everywhere. He dominates play around the basket and finishes with a game-high 18 points and 11 rebounds. The Huskies now 3-0 in the conference, stop in Tempe on their way home to play the Arizona State Sun Devils. And Washington's outstanding 1-2 combination of Shrimp and Christian Welp put it together again for an easy 2 points. And Washington continues to play well. Vaughn and Shrimp combine to steal the basketball, turn it into a picture-perfect fast break. Shag Williams getting 2 of his game-high 14 points. The Huskies finally take control of the game midway in the second half. Shrimp hits Fortier with a great pass, and he gets 2 of his 11. And they put their 5th straight conference win of the season away with this great play. Welp, the Pac-10 Rookie of the Year, turning it into 3 points in a 60-53 Washington win. Washington jumps out in front in a hurry as they run with the Beavers. Welp getting 2 in a driving lay-in. The 13-3 as Welp gets 2 and the Huskies defeat Oregon State 72-58. But after Stanford, the play that had everyone jumping up and down was this one. Chris Welp controls the rebound, gets the ball to an open Alvin Vaughn. The Husky captain finds Detlef Shrimp. And the junior who led the Huskies in scoring, rebounds, and assists goes behind his back to Reggie Rogers, who takes the ball to the hoop. And from then on, it was all Washington, with Shrimp to Reggie Rogers, who makes a great pass to Christian Welp, and the big guy puts it away as the Huskies defeat the USC Trojans 79-47 for their 14th win of the year. Chris Welp also had a great night against the Bruins. Welp, who was named to NBC's all-freshman team, threw in 17 points and grabs off 17 rebounds. Side again to Fortier. He finds Christian Welp open, and the big guy scores on a hook as the Huskies defeat Arizona State 70-61. Back against Oregon in Eugene a couple of nights later. And oh, how they come back. It was no contest from the opening whistle. Shrimp with an easy 2. Oregon fans just couldn't believe it when the Huskies jumped out in front 30-18 at the half on plays like this by Chris Welp. But it was Chris Welp who dominated the statistics against the Bears. He did it in Berkeley earlier in the year and had a game-high 15 points and 7 rebounds in the 54-51 win in Seattle. The Huskies, always looking for a better shot, get a great pass from Reggie to Chris Welp for 2 of the freshman center's 20 points. In fact, it was a big night for 2 Husky freshmen. This time, Welp goes inside to Clay Damon, and the 6'4 guard adds 2 to the Washington total. But it's Welp who scores the final basket of the game at the buzzer and pounds the ball to the floor in satisfaction as the Huskies win 68-63, remain unbeaten at home. It's right on target again. He goes to Shrimp. Detlef finds Chris Welp open for a stuff. The Huskies defeat USC 71-66. Chris Welp, who improved with every game, finds Shrimp open for 2 more Washington points. Welp, who finished with 19 points and 13 rebounds against Washington State, gives the Huskies a comfortable lead with this drive to the basket. As the Huskies win their first conference title since 1953, and the celebration was on. 8 days. Washington ran that play so well, they do it again a couple of minutes later with Welp getting the basket. The Huskies win their first NCAA opening round game since 1953, 64-54. So it was on to round 2 of the NCAA tournament at a meeting with the Duke Blue Devils from the Atlantic Coast Conference. And the Huskies quickly get the ball inside to Chris Welp, who hits the hook to put Washington up by 8. But it takes this second half spurt to win it for Washington. Welp comes up with a rebound off the missed shot. The outlet to Alvin Vaughn, who finds Shrimp breaking down the sideline. And Shrimp puts the crowd on their feet as he drives to the hoop, and the Huskies trail by only 2 with the place going wild. At center, there's 7-foot Christian Welp, the freshman of the year in the Pac-10.
Two players the Huskies will again look to are the West German duo of Detlef Shrimp and Christian Welp. The 7-foot Welp earned Pac-10 Freshman of the Year honors, and Shrimp was a unanimous All-Pac-10 selection and runner-up for Pac-10 Player of the Year as a junior. Shrimp literally did it all for the Huskies, topping the team in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage, as well as finishing second in both assists and steals. The 6'9" versatile Shrimp played guard, forward, and center. It will take some doing for the Huskies to top 84, but under the guidance of Marv Harshman, the...
So Chris Welp out of Osnabrück, West Germany.
He had a chance to widen it to 6, and Morrison just tried to force it, and he took a bad shot on the other end of the court.
Welp making the move against Jennings, I believe, the referee, Bob Garibaldi. First year at Washington State as head coach, was an assistant under George Raveling before he left. Chris Welp, Washington State High School Player of the Year last year. He's having a tough time just establishing the offense when he's got that pressure on Morris, or Morrison applying the pressure. Finally, the turnaround by Welp. Welp has been averaging about 17 points a game since becoming a starter. This is his third game as a starter.
Yeah, baited them with the other.
Traveling on Washington. Paul Fortier holds on to it for Washington. They go inside. The turnaround, AV underneath.
What an excellent pass.
Good job by Chris Welp, turning around and finding Alvin Vaughn underneath for the crippling layup. 52-44. Morrison knocked loose by Welp, and he gets the rebound. Good individual effort by Chris Welp, the freshman, and is fouled.
It's a good step-through move by the big guy. I think he's going to be a very fine basketball player. He has a lot of ability for a freshman.
As soon as he gains a little more confidence and gets comfortable with it. Here we go. Nice to be 7 feet and able to move like that.
Good control. He just faced the basket and stepped through.
And again, he played forward and still does play forward for the West German national team during the summer. So he's used to facing the basket and driving the hoop. Their center on that West German team is 7'3". So Chris is the little guy. Shot no good. It'll be Husky ball. Takes the jumper. No, Welp the rebound. No foul called. Pollard falls down. Still no call. They do have some fine people that he has recruited, and he wants to see it through. People like Welp, Detlef Schrempf, a number of those people would like to see them through their senior years. But we'll simply have to wait, see what time allows.
Thursday night, the Washington Huskies walked into MacArthur Court in Eugene, Oregon. They led by 13 in the first half, thanks to center Chris Welp, and trailed by 11 in the second half due to the hustle of Don Munson's young Oregon team. When it was over, Washington was halfway home, a victory over the Ducks. But tonight, another enormous challenge, the league-leading Oregon State Beavers in Corvallis.
Be a good game. We've talked about it all week. Of course, the matchup, the center position. Jose Ortiz, big guy for Oregon State, and of course, Chris Welp for Washington.
Jose Ortiz, a very, very...
At center, number 40, 7 feet tall junior from Osnabrück, West Germany, Chris Welp. At guard, number 3, a 6'1", a junior from Los Angeles, Greg Hill.
They could not buy a basket, and I don't think you're going to find that to be the case in tonight's contest. Tom Harrington will throw it up to start tonight's game. Welp against Ortiz, the riddle in the middle, as it was written in the Seattle Times here during the week. It should be a great contest. Welp at 7 feet, Ortiz at 6'10", and the tippers at Oregon State. The point guard, the senior, down inside to Ortiz right off the bat. The shot way short, and Fortier the rebound for the Huskies. Flowers penetrates back over to Ortiz. The turnaround, no. Welp rebound for Washington. 4-2. Russo in only his first year. Again, Ortiz, the turnaround. Welp got a piece of it, but there's a foul on Chris.
Good defensive play by Christian Welp. He held his ground. He stood right in there. I thought he blocked the shot, but from this angle I couldn't tell, so he comes up with a foul instead.
Okay, still in the zone. Welp knocks the ball loose, comes up with it. Here's Hill now. And gets pretty nervous, but has matured very well. Back out on top, Flowers inside. They try to knock it into Miller. Welp gets a piece of it. Welp, boy, he's playing very aggressively despite the 2 fouls. He's it back over to Fortier, down to Welp. Let's see what he does with it. Takes it to the hoop and gets past Tyrone Miller.
Now that's what Andy Russo wants to see all night. He wants to see the ball moved around, get Welp on Ortiz and isolate him and get inside the score.
Chris now needs only one more point to become the number 16 all-time scorer at Washington. 13 now for the big man out of Puerto Rico. Inside is Welp. He has Ortiz right behind him. Finally goes with a jump shot, and he puts it in. Welp shooting now at about 53% for the year. He has 6 points in this one. Can really move well. Here's the turnaround against Welp. In and out. Rebound Welp. No white jerseys anywhere near. Welp waiting for him. The turnaround, trying to go against the big man, and you saw what Shag Williams did with it. About 4 rows up.
Now that's team defense. Christian Welp held his ground, and Shag came in and got the block from the weak side.
2. Damon wants to work a little 2-man with Welp. The hook.
All right.
First one we've seen tonight.
That's the first one we've seen tonight. But it does show that Christian Welp wants to get involved in the offense.
8 points for Chris. 13 for Ortiz. 13 points. That's his average. That's what Ortiz has. Second hook shot in 2 for 2 is Welp going with the sky hook.
We got a basketball game, ladies and gentlemen.
The College Sports Channel.
Chris Welp with another sky hook. He's had 3 of those tonight, Fred Brown. I'm Don Foyer. Cattell with 4 fouls. Fortier with 4. Hill inside. Check that, Welp. Welp with a position against Ortiz, trying to... Welp has scored 20 points or more in 8 of their 17 games, so he's right on track in the scoring department. Heads-up play by Welp, getting jammed the first time, comes up with the ball and still scores. Great play on the part of both big men.
Good basketball we're seeing here.
Now Shag and Weekly, they go inside Welp. The turnaround over Ortiz, yes! And Washington now taking the lead. Neon. They've got a shot at it. Welp. Hill. Welp with a rebound offensively. Oh, what a play by Chris.
Absolutely.
Scoring-wise, look at this. Yeah, Chris had not scored much. Ortiz getting many of his points in the early going. In fact, he had 11 in the first half. Scored strongly early in the second half. Welp with 21 of his points since intermission. So Chris has really gone to work offensively and has rebounded better.
Well, I think what happened is that when Chris got those fouls, he had an opportunity to sit down for a while and get some rest. Ortiz has been out there for the duration, and he hasn't had the opportunity to get any rest.
Only 3 seconds elapsed during that play by Washington. Player of the week,
Chris Welp for his play against the two Southern California schools, and he now has 27 in this game. He had 28 against UCLA. His career high is 28, and he could beat that tonight. And Washington comes up with by far their biggest victory of the year, 73-72 over Ralph Miller of the Oregon State Beavers. And Washington now is in first place in the Pac-10 by a half game. 73-72, Washington. We'll be back in a moment. He's the shooting guard for this team. Starting at center will be Chris Welp. Sensational ball player this year, has scored averaging close to 20 points a game. Hales down to the baseline. Anderson with 4 seconds on it, with the block by Chris Welp, and it'll be Washington basketball.
Excellent block by Christian Welp. He held his position, got his big arms up, blocked the shot cleanly.
Full court pressure in a shooting slump this year, but seems to be coming out of it. Welp inside. Ralph Miller off the bench claiming that a real offensive force. If he gets to even a crack, he'll take the shot. Welp with a rebound, controls, Washington ball. Quick pass down the 40 and the fast break. Tyrone Miller holds on.
Good pass by Christian Welp. That's the kind of play you want to see happen. Go for the shot.
We got a charge on Ortiz.
Christian looked like he got hit in the head. He might be cut over the eye. We'll have to take a closer look at that. Welp did make an outstanding play in getting the outlet pass down to Paul Fortier.
He was established, and no sign of any of.
As you can see right here, Christian is holding his position, and Ortiz goes in and runs right over him for an easy call by the referee. Good.
Take it in bounds. This is Welp on the baseline. Got a short man against him. Oh, look at the up and under. Not there. The tip is there by Welp, though. Going against Ortiz for Oregon State. 13:40 remaining in the first half. The give and go to Hales. Knocked away by Chris Welp.
Great block by Christian Welp. That's what he's back there for. To close down the middle, and that's what he did.
For Washington, has done a great job as the third guard coming in for this team. Welp.
That's why he's good.
Chris Welp with 6 points. That one the deepest so far from the foul line.
Well, he can go inside and he can go outside. He's going to have a lot of pro prospects looking at him.
Orange jerseys lays off to Shag Williams. Little English on the ball. The tip not there. Tip again. This time Welp has it. Knocked away by Hales from behind. Welp comes up with it. Back over to Hill. Tries to go with the bounce pass. And the ball hit an Oregon State Beaver foot.
Great work by Christian Welp on the offensive boards there. He kept it alive and went after it, even though it was a loose ball. 7-footer. You want to see that type of action by a 7-footer, by any ball player for that fact. I think we can expect Christian Welp to have an outstanding game this evening.
Seen one reserve come in, that being Moscatel. Oh, look at the move by Chris Welp. It counts.
Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Couple of dribbles down on the floor. Couple of dribbles here by Christian Welp. Fakes up and underneath, and foul by Ortiz. He almost looked like a guard, putting the ball on the floor right here. He beats him there, fakes up, goes underneath, and is fouled right there by Ortiz. Good move.
10 points now for Chris, and with a 3-point play, he now has 11. Came into this game averaging 19 points a contest.
Big guys like that make guards like myself a little envious. You can't do that.
Little pressure defense now by Oregon State to get inside. Welp gets everybody up in the air and just goes up when they're coming down.
Another good head fake by Christian Welp. He gave everybody a head and shoulder fake. They were caught up in the air, and he slides in for the easy 2 points.
13 for Welp.
That's why Jack is here. He's scouting me.
Maybe that's it. I don't know if I want him for a teammate or not. Moscatel outside.
All right. All right.
And that's what he's on this team for. In Seattle.
Again, Christian Welp, just a simple turnaround jump shot, but he just can't be guarded by number 44. What's his name?
Mark Casca. He's only 6'8", going against a 7-footer.
Oh, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar that time. He's a bit too small to guard Christian Welp.
A little tough. That's like Fred against Jack, as a matter of fact. It's Jack Sigma.
With a conference-leading record of 2-0, the Huskies move across town to the Kingdome to play Notre Dame for the first time in history. And it turned into one of the best games of the year, with Chris Welp getting his first stuff of the season and a game-high 23 points. In fact, the Huskies looked for Welp inside all night, with Fortier going to the big guy for 2 more, as the Huskies had to battle back time and time again against the Fighting Irish. Sun Devils 57-53 to prove once again good teams win close games and stay in the